Hello and welcome to Anna's Crafty More. I'm Anna. Welcome to any new viewers that I have coming here today, and welcome to my subscribers that come back time and time again. Today I'm going to be showing you some whips and faux, and most of it is all knitting, and most of what I'm going to show you it relates to socks. I've been on a knitting kick, if you will, and I haven't done a lot of crochet lately, but I have been doing a fair amount of knitting, and I'd like to share that with you today. So first of all, I will show you some finished objects, and I'll talk about the yarn that I used and the pattern that I followed. And also I'd like to share a whip with you, but I'll get into that a little bit later. It's sort of like a little pattern that I've been putting together, and I will talk about that soon. So first of all, I'd like to show you a pair of socks that I had knitted for my husband, and I'd knitted these socks for Father's Day. So there's two. So the first sock here is it's a vanilla pattern. So what that means is you're just knitting in the round, and there's no pattern to it. It's just plain knit stitch or a stockinette stitch, and on the top I've used a 2x2 for the cuff, and I just put in an extra different color here just for a bit of interest. I use the same color on the cuff, on the heel, and on the toe. And the yarn that I used, the first one here, this was a mini from Stitchcraft and Wizardry. She also has a store called Yarnia in Western Australia. I'm on the east coast of Australia, so I'm in the state of New South Wales. She has a store and she dyes up her own yarn. Her name's Anna. And Yarnia is a store that she has put together. It's a beautiful store. You can go online and have a look at it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So much beautiful yarn. Anyway, so this mini that she has dyed is called Dumbledore's Army, and it's sort of a grey with, I don't know if that's focusing, grey with some beautiful speckles through it. As you can see there's speckles of red, speckles of yellow, speckles of blue, speckles of green. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the yarn that I've used here, which is like a burgundy merlot colour, this yarn here is by I can never pronounce this name. It's Jokamamo Textiles. I hope I've said that correctly. What I'll do is in the description below, I'll put all the details of all the people that I talk about, whether it's a yarn dyer or a channel or whatever. I'll put all the details in the description box below. And it is a beautiful sort of burgundy, red wine, deep claret, merlot red wine colour. So I'll just put a few stripes in there just for a bit of interest. And for you knitters out there, the way I did the stripe was I did a slip one, knit one, so that it doesn't come like just a dead straight line. It's sort of like this zigzag effect. I really like how that looks. I think that looks nice. And the main yarn that I've used here, which is a really nice mild colour, I bought this, it was a 50-gram mini, if you will, which is like half a skein, and it is by Socks Yeah. And I bought this through Skein Sisters. Skein Sisters is a store that is in Dulwich Hill in New South Wales, near Sydney. And it is really nice. It's all, this is all fingering weight yarn. And it's, majority is merino, but it is a nylon blend. So that's the first pair of socks there. We've got two. I'll just show you like that. So that's the first pair that I did. That was for Father's Day, so that was back in September. I haven't done a sort of put all together the socks that I've been knitting, so I'll show you some of the older pair of socks that I've done as well. Then I did a pair of socks for myself, and these socks here again is just a vanilla pattern, and with this pattern here, the same as this one, is a pattern that I followed by Kay from Crazy Sock Lady. I've got the pattern here. And I use the magic loop method to make socks. So that's the pattern there. Vanilla socks on magic loop, and it's by Kay. I don't know if it has it here. Yes, Kay Litton of Crazy Sock Lady. She has a YouTube channel. She also has a store, like an online store that you can purchase from her. She's in the US. And I forgot to mention, or did I mention maybe the yarns here? These are all Australian yarns that I've used. This here is a socks that I've made for myself. I've got, oops, I've got two pairs. One pair, two socks, one pair. And that's the colour Merlot that I used from Jokamamo Textiles yarn, which is the one that I put in, the stripe that I put in there. So I did a cuff, heel and toe. And this yarn here is a yarn by YarnHub. Susan Walker is the lady that dyed this yarn. And it is called, I think it just has a number. Mulberry, I think. But I'll put the description of all these yarns that I've used in the description box below. But I really love the colours. It's sort of striped itself a little bit, but it did a little bit of pooling, which I don't mind. But the range of colours, you might see a little bit more pooling in here. Yeah, there's a little bit more pooling of the colours there. But it's very, very pretty. And here as well on the foot. I don't mind that at all. I really love how it turned out. I'll show you just a couple of the pairs of socks that I have made previously. I'm not sure if I've shown them on previous videos that I've done here. But this is another pair of socks that I've done for my husband. This here is also in the... It's amazing how much you can get out of a 100 gram skein. I think it was 420 odd meters, possibly 400 meters of yarn. So this color here is this. This was the original pair of socks that I made for him. They're a little bit big on him, but that's okay. Trial and error. But they turned out really nice. Very, very soft yarn, beautiful. So that's a pair that I've made for my husband. This is a pair of socks that I had made for myself. I've probably shown these before, but I just love them so much. I have worn them, and they did pill a little bit with all of the socks, but I've used a, it's called a gleaner, and it's like a, it's a tool that you use on one end of the tool. It has like a almost sandpaper type feel to it, and you just rub along the outside and it just takes off all that pilling. And on the other end it has a sort of velvety brush to help remove it as well. So this here is yarn which was a sock set, Valentine Kisses I think it was called, and that was the mini, and that was the main skein of yarn. That was from Stitchcraft and Wizardry as well. Really love these socks, absolutely beautiful. These socks here are made from a knit crate yarn that I got a while ago, and it was called Citrus Squeeze. And with this yarn, it was a merino, cashmere and nylon blend. It's really nice with the pinks and the yellow and oranges, and they're super soft, very comfy socks. These socks are made from a yarn that I bought through Spotlight. And I'm thinking it was a brand called Not Just Socks. Yes, Motivera, Not Just Socks. I've recently purchased another one by them. I love these colours. They're absolutely gorgeous. So this brand of yarn is this one here, Not Just Socks by Motivera, and that was from our Spotlight stores. So this was one of the first pair of socks that I had knitted. And these socks were knitted from the toe up. The rest of the socks that I've knitted have been from the cuff down, which I find that's pretty good now. I've sort of got into that rhythm of knitting from the cuff down. While I'm on the showing you some hanks of yarn, I bought another one as well. It shows you on the side here the type of stripes that it forms. You wouldn't think from this multi-variation that it would come out like that, like in those nice stripes. But I really love this one. This one's gorgeous. It's got a little bit of black speckled almost through it. I love the purples, the pinks, the blues. Got a little bit of green. Really, really nice. And that just shows you a picture there. And I was inspired by Pricilla of Distinctive Crochet. Hi, Pricilla. She knitted some socks for Socktober, and she knitted socks that had a really nice stripe all the way through. So having the stripe in mind, I'll show you what I've done. I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this. I'll just show you these socks. I've got the yarn sitting in a bowl that my sister had given me. It's from, I think she bought this in Vietnam some time ago. It's really pretty. It's hand painted. And it has like a crushed shell along the outside here. It's very pretty. So these are the socks that I'm knitting, and I'm sort of coming up with the pattern myself. Initially I was going to do as Pricilla did, using the two colours, because I've got a strand here and a strand there. Two colours in horizontal stripes. Whereas I'm still knitting one colour per row. However, the way I'm doing it, the stripes are coming out almost vertical. Well, they are vertical. I started from the cuff, and I did a 2x2 rib, as you can see there. So I'm knitting here one row when I do the colour, the lighter colour, this one here, the lighter colour. One row in that one is just a solid knit every stitch. And then when I come across with this colour, when I come across with that colour, which is the stripe in here, I do slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one. And that causes the lighter colour to sit on top and the darker colour to sit behind the scenes. And you can see here where the stitches have been slipped, it does like a longer, they call that a float behind. And the fabric comes out just a little bit thicker. It's very, very nice. It is a similar method to when you do the heel on a heel flap gusset type sock, where you do the slip one, knit one, and then across the back you do purl on the wrong side. So that's the way I'm doing these socks. I'm writing it down as I go, so that way I will sort of remember what I did, so I can do it for the next one, the next sock. Because I haven't been doing two at a time. I've just been using one at a time socks. And I did 20 rows for the cuff, 30 rows for the leg, because I don't like the socks too high up on my leg. And now I'm doing the heel flap. So these stitches here are just on the needle. I'm not using those ones for now. And then I'll pick up. So this will be the heel, and then this will be the top of the foot. The yarn that I'm using here, again, it's from Stitchcraft and Wizardry. And one of the yarns is called Tokyo, and the other yarn is called Vienna. And I think this is Tokyo and that's Vienna, or around the other way. I'm so sorry, Anna, I can't quite remember, but I will put it in the description below which colour is which. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. Again, this is I think it's 75 merino, and this is 100% merino, but it's superwash. They're both superwash, and this one has nylon in it. So that's all I have for you today. I do apologise as if I've sort of bumbled my way through this video. It's been a little while, but stay tuned. I will be coming back with more whips and foes in my next video. And yeah, so also if you'd like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, and hit that thumbs up button, and definitely leave a comment. Tell me which was your favorite pair of socks, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye. She also has a store called Yarnia, powered by Witchcraft and Stitch. Sorry. She beautiful. It's got the crushed shells. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to use the rude finger.